Ukraine has said that it is ready to accept an immediate 30-day ceasefire with Russia proposed by the US during talks in Jeddah. In his first comment after the talks, US President Trump lauded Ukraine and said that his team now needs to get Russia to sign off. Trump said the meeting with Russian officials is scheduled for later today or tomorrow. He also said that he was ready to welcome back Ukrainian President Zelensky to the White House and may speak directly with his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin.
To get the Russians to agree?
I'll talk to Vladimir Putin, yeah. I want to get, look, that's the other, it takes two to tango, as they say, right? So hopefully he'll also agree, and I really think that would be 75% of the way. The rest is getting it documented and, you know, negotiating land positions, etc.
Trump's comments came shortly after his administration lifted its suspension of military aid and intelligence sharing for Ukraine. The administration imposed the measures a week ago following Zelensky and Trump's fallout at the White House in that explosive Oval Office meeting, and the Ukrainian president was quick to thank his US counterpart now.
I want to thank President Trump for the constructiveness of the conversation between our teams.
Президенту Трампу за конструктивність розмови наших команд.
Kiev Mayor Klitschko said that Russia launched an overnight strike on the Ukrainian capital, adding that air defense forces engaged in repelling the strike. Earlier, Russia said its special forces walked inside a gas pipeline to strike Ukrainian units from the rear in the Kursk region, as Moscow claimed fresh gains in its push to recapture parts of the border province that Kiev had seized.
О, здорово, мужики, еще раз.
And there's more on this from our correspondent Susan Tehrani, who sent us this report from outside the UNSC headquarters in New York.
As U.S.-Ukraine talks were underway in Saudi Arabia, visible tensions emerged at the United Nations Security Council over the global balance of power and the skepticism expressed by U.S. President Donald Trump about multilateral cooperation and efforts by his administration to curtail U.S. foreign aid. On Tuesday, the Security Council held its annual briefing on cooperation between the United Nations and the European Union, where EU Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas condemned Russia's invasion of Ukraine as an illegal act of aggression, warning that a dangerous shift from international law to the rule of force is unfolding, including in conflicts in Gaza and Sudan. The U.S., for its part, insisted that it remains committed to diplomacy, but argued that Europe must take more responsibility for its own security. Russia's ambassador to the United Nations accused the EU as being Russophobic, accusing the West of prolonging the war by supplying weapons to Ukraine. These discussions highlight deep divisions within the global powers on the path forward, not only in Ukraine, but the evolving role of international institutions in conflict resolution. The Security Council has held annual briefings on EU-UN cooperation since the year 2010. Susan Tehrani reporting from New York for WION World is One.